Okay, I tried to get this started last week, but last Thursday was yeah, so I was kind of sick that day and I could not do this. I had to wait a week, I guess. Okay, so about 8 months ago, I posted this thing saying, upcoming video, history of Limp Bizkit, blah, blah, blah. And there's been this comment on that post that has been haunting me for the past, 8 months. It was, a comment that said, please do a Metallica video. I think that one got deleted. But considering all the recommendations and, the polls and stuff, I haven't been able to do that for 8 months straight. So I figured that we could do it today. Anyways, Metallica was formed by James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich in 1981 in Los Angeles, and they are widely considered to be the first thrash metal bands. So think of Slayer, Anthrax, that's what they are. Lars did the drums, and James did rhythm guitar and vocals, but they still needed a lead guitarist and a bassist. For bass, they got a man named Ron McGovney, and for lead guitar, they got none other than Dave Mustaine. Also, Dave Mustaine made Megadeth after he was kicked out of Metallica, so I may do them next. Dave got booted because some of the guys did not like how much he focused on drugs and alcohol, and Ron McGovney literally left because of Dave. So then on went Dave Mustaine to make Megadeth and whine about how they quote-unquote stole his music because he wrote the Metallica songs. These two were quickly replaced by Kirk Hammett on lead guitar and Cliff Burton on the bass. Alright, so 2 years after they made the band, they released an album in 1983, Kill 'Em All. After this album, Metallica got picked up by Megaforce Records, which was a big deal. And a year later, in 1984, they made the album Ride the Lightning. This is when I consider that Metallica got pretty popular. This album was a huge success. And just 2 years after that, in 1986, they made their most famous album, Master of Puppets. This album kind of annoys me because there have legitimately been people that have come up to me and said this. Wow, this song is really good. I know, right? I'm glad that Stranger Things could help out with such a small band. What are you talking about? People literally think that Stranger Things is what made Metallica popular. However, this album was the last album that had the original lineup because Cliff Burton was unfortunately killed in a bus accident while they were on tour in 1996. So, for their 1988 album, And Justice for All, for bass, they got a man named Jason Newsted. This album is considered to be very good, but there is just one problem with it, and I'm assuming that the whole situation went down like this. Hi, I'm the new guy, and I'm excited to perform with you. Just one problem, though. What is it? You play bass. I don't really understand.
You play bass.
Yeah, for some odd reason, Lars Ulrich did not like how there was bass on this album, so he turned it all the way down, which basically erased all of Jason's hard work. But I guess I shouldn't be complaining because they did get a Grammy nominee. Then they released their Black album in 1991, which was an album that actually had bass. At this point, everyone in Metallica was the most famous people in the world because this was a revolutionary album for them. Then in 96 and 97, they made albums that are basically counterparts to each other, Load and Reload. And there's a very good chance that you have heard this before.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh.
Yeah, that came from the Load album in 1996. It's just so funny. It reminds me if this and this had a child. It's great. It's amazing. Then their album Saint Anger came out in 2003, and this is where Lars's drumming started to get bad. Here, I want to show you some examples of Lars's drumming being bad. It's not from, the 2000s era, but, it's just examples of his drumming being bad. What even was that? Ooh. This is from the same concert, but just a different angle. Look at his bass drum beater, bro! And we absolutely positively cannot forget that one time he did a Nazi salute after he did a fill. Like, first of all, he did a bad fill, and second of all... And after this album released, Jason Newsted sadly left the band because of creative differences. So for bass, they got...
Roberto Agustin Miguel Santiago Simon Trujillo Veracruz.
Or if you're lame, you can just call him Robert Trujillo. And in 2009, they got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Then in 2008, 2011, and 2016, they made their albums Death Magnetic, Lulu, and Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Then the final album they made to date in 2023, 72 Seasons, caps off what we have so far of Metallica.